I found out about this place when I actually had a bird hit my window. We were researching somewhere to bring it, and we found this place.
My wife found 2 small doves in the backyard that were abandoned. We found the mother of the dove killed, apparently by a cat, local cat. Actually, I went online to see what it took to raise an animal like that, and I thought, wow, it was a lot of work, with formula and special diet and stuff. So then I started looking online and said, who's going to take care of these things?
I stumbled upon a great blue heron that was injured and tangled up in fishing line and drowning in cold water off of Masonboro Island in the late winter. And that's how I sort of ran into the first bird rescue situation, which piqued my interest. There's hundreds of thousands of birds that migrate through this area every year. There's hundreds of different species that live here year-round. But when I found my first injured bird, there was no licensed bird rehab facility. So someone has to step up to the plate, right? The city and the town and the government isn't creating a bird shelter. They're not creating a bird sanctuary. And I found that so unacceptable. It's almost unethical on the county's part and on the city's part. And no one else seemed to be doing anything about it, so I decided eventually that it's time that somebody creates that resource. We have cockatiels, brown thrashers, cockatoos, mourning doves, red-tailed hawk, Cooper's hawk, blue jays, macaws, a gallinule, chickens, silky chickens, emus, sharp-shinned hawks, military screech owls, crows, barred owls, laughing gulls, pelicans, great horned owls, and peacocks. The fingers that reach out into the community spread a little further year after year. In the beginning, it was just me and 3 volunteers. Now we get birds from all over the United States. Next week, we're getting a bunch of birds from New York. Our intake numbers are usually anything from 1,500 to 3,000. How long they stay here really varies. It could be an overnight, it could be 24-hour just rest and had a hook removed from stuck in their feathers, something very simple, or it can be a rehab process as long as 6 months. I'd say at least 300 or 400 birds that live here permanently, and the goal is always to release them back to the wild. If they can't be released, sometimes, depending on the species and depending on the situation, they can live their lives out here as ambassadors, as permanent residents. And of course, if that's not possible and there's no place else for them to find sanctuary, and also depending on the injury and their situation, a lot of times we have to euthanize them. All kinds of birds with all different diets here. There's insectivores, meat eaters, fish eaters, omnivores, seed eaters. All the bases are covered, so that's why we always tell people if they donate food, literally nothing will get wasted, because if one bird doesn't eat it, the other bird will. So you have to get creative, if you want to make the budget work, because the donations can't cover all the expenses. It's just impossible. Our expenses are anything from $100,000 to $140,000 a year.
At first, it was kind of just take everything we don't know, right? But we've whittled that down. We make that part of our website so people can touch base with the website and come away knowing the things that we need.
We solicit donations from local stores. We get a weekly donation of produce from Costco and some other stores like Port City Produce, Lowe's Foods. Local fishermen will donate fish for us to use.
And then people who just donate their time.
We've got a really good group of volunteers, hard workers, and we always need more.
It's just a requirement of a seasonal commitment. The minimum requirement is 1 shift a week for 12 weeks. And then in the spring and the summer, we offer internships, and they have a choice of either a 15-hour-a-week internship or a 25-hour-a-week internship, depending on how much they want to learn.
It's really fun. It's a great family. I mean, everybody gets along. Everybody kids with each other. They're not worried about status or getting dirty or whatever. They're really, really good people.
I think that the best part of what we do is the kids. I think that this is an invaluable resource for children. I think the kids are the ones that are either going to be nice or be mean to animals in the future. And I think that kids who are around animals become better citizens. They become better adults. You see it when they come. They see a large animal. Initially they're scared, but they're curious. Eventually, by the time they leave here, they've named it.
Today's kids don't get much nature. They walk back and forth at school on the sidewalk, and the best they see is a squirrel. Ultimately, I think the plan is, and that would be great, is to make it sort of an educational center where you could bring kids in and learn about birds, learn about wildlife.
Right now, we do tours by appointment, but where we're headed with this is to fill all 10 acres and then open it to the public just like it's a zoo, except it's rescue. There's no breeding or purchasing or trading animals. It's all rescue.
I'm so happy with what it's becoming, what the future holds.
It's a wonderful place. Come visit us, come tour, come volunteer. Just get a part of nature, be a part of it, experience it. It'll change you.